Hey guys, I hope you're well. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday. Today I'm going to be talking about Acts chapter 14. And it's really, we're looking more at Paul and Barnabas here in this chapter. So, like last time, I'm just going to kind of go over what's going on in each of these sections of this chapter here. And so we see at the beginning of chapter 14 that Paul and Barnabas are at Iconium, and it's a Jewish synagogue is there, and they bring a lot of people to the Lord here, and the gospel is proclaimed as it has been, and many people believe. But the problem is there are still some Jews that aren't very keen on what Paul and Barnabas are teaching here. So they stir up controversy and discord between the believers and non-believers. And I think one thing that's really interesting here is we see Paul and Barnabas really kind of knowing when the right time to walk away is. Because when this is first happening, they stayed where they were and continued to preach the gospel. And finally, when the leaders decided to stone Paul and Barnabas, that was when they were like, okay, we should we should probably get on out of here. And I think that's really interesting because they did not just kind of shy away from preaching the gospel the second that there was any sort of controversy or any sort of controversy or mistreatment among them. They kept preaching, and then it was only until there was a threat on their life that they finally moved on. And next, they move on to Lystra, and they heal a man who was crippled. And something really interesting, not good, but interesting happens here, and that is that the people who witnessed this miracle happen, they think that Paul and Barnabas are gods. They think that they're deities, and so they start worshiping them. They start asking for sacrifices for Paul and Barnabas, and this just grieves Paul and Barnabas because they the whole point is that this is Jesus. This is Jesus doing this, and they want to get through to these people in Lystra that this isn't Zeus as the people there were convinced it was. This isn't some sort of Greek mythology here that's going on here. This is the power of God. This is the power of Jesus. And they were so distraught by the fact that people were actually trying to worship them as gods because of what Jesus had done to them, done through them, excuse me. And so they clarify, no, this is not any power on our merit. This is solely through what Jesus has done through us. And man, that's really prevalent to me because a lot of times, obviously we're not in the kind of culture right now that, we'd be worshipped or anything like that, but it's easy to get caught up in the praise of man, and it's easy to take the compliments a little bit too much to heart. When God does a great work through us, it's so easy to look into ourselves and act like we're the ones that are doing it, when in actuality, we don't deserve to be used. It's God who's working through us. And that is very relevant today. And I think Paul and Barnabas set a good metric for how we should respond to people who maybe put us up on too high of a pedestal for what God's doing through us. There is absolutely nothing in us that is worthy of praise. It's only God. And through the rest of this chapter, man, Paul just goes through. I mean, if you have any, background in knowing the New Testament, Paul doesn't really have it easy once he converts, and he gets stoned later in this chapter, and they had to flee to Antioch because of the persecution that they were facing. But it's really that was the cost to them, and it should be the cost to us as well. We should be willing to lay down our lives for the sake of the gospel, and when people might look up to us in an unhealthy manner, we should be very quick to say, no, this is God working through me. This is not me. And so that's Acts chapter 14. I hope this chapter blessed you, and I'm really excited for us getting together again here in a few weeks. I can't wait to see all of you, and we will see you soon, and we'll see you again tomorrow for our next video in Acts. Thank you.